Hi there, this is Tim Blankenship, owner of SCV Legal Doc Assist. We're a licensed and bonded legal document preparation service that specializes in the divorce process in Los Angeles County. If you need assistance on preparing your divorce, please give us a call so we can discuss helping you and talk to you about our affordable divorce services. Now, this is a continuation of our self-help videos going over all of the different divorce forms. And if you're looking to prepare your forms yourself, we're kind of doing a video tutorial on all the forms. Today we're talking about completing the income and expense report. And let's go back to the court website here and look at where we're at. We're now on step 3 here, disclosing financial information. So up to this point, we have filed the forms. We filed for divorce. We've served the forms. And now we are on to step 3, which is disclose financial information. If you haven't seen these first 2 videos, or there's several videos covering these first 2 steps, make sure to look in our video library on our website, and you'll be able to locate them. So moving on to step 3, the court says the petitioner must fill out a declaration of disclosure, an income and expense declaration, and a schedule of assets and debts. So today we're going to talk about how to complete the income and expense declaration. Let's take a look at the income and expense declaration. Here it is. This is form FL-150. And the income and expense declaration is fairly self-explanatory. The boxes are apparent as far as what you're supposed to put in the fields. So what we'll do is we'll just go through this quickly. If you've been following along, you realize that a lot of the information is duplicated throughout. So I'm going to skip that at this point because I'm assuming you've probably watched one of our other videos at this point. So this information here is going to be your name, address, your phone number. I'll just do this part just in case you forgot. In, pro, per, if you're representing yourself. County of Los Angeles, and you'll put the court information in here. Petitioner, your name, respondent's name, and at this point you do have a case number, so make sure you include that here. You're going to give your employer name, employer address, phone number, your occupation, when you started your job, if you were unemployed, when your last job was, how many hours a week you work, and how much you get paid. You can do either per month, per week, or per hour, whatever is easier for you. Your age, you completed high school, yes or no, number of years of college, if any, number of years of graduate school, if any. Again, if any of these do not apply, just leave it blank. You don't have to put none or NA, you can just leave them blank. Tax information, last year that you filed for taxes, how you filed, single head of household, joint, etc. Other parties' income, they want you to estimate what the other party's income is if you know it. If not, just put unknown, or you can say you can put in a figure, and you can say based on pay stubs, for instance. You can say direct deposit, whatever it is that you know, to substantiate your estimate of the other party's income. Here you would date it, put your name, and sign it on page 1. Moving to page 2, don't forget to put this information here in your case number at the top. Now you're just going to go down line by line and fill in the blanks. So they want to know your income, salary or wages, how much you made last month, and what your average is. And what they're saying for your average is add up all the income you received in each category in the last 12 months and divide by 12. So make sure you take out your overtime and separate that from your actual salary. If you get commissions, your last month and average will go here. And then go down these lines. If there's spousal support or pension funds that you're receiving, Social Security income, just make sure that wherever the source of income is goes on the appropriate line. If you have investment income, that is covered down here. If you're self-employed, make sure you don't count that as salary or wages. You're going to put that information down here on number 7, income from self-employment. Again, last month, average, sole owner, business partner, name of the business, and so forth here. Any additional income, any changes in income, did you hit the lottery, anything that's shown a significant change. Maybe you got a new job and you doubled your income. You'd want to include that here. So then here, if you are a W-2 employee, you're going to look at your pay stubs and you're going to pull out any required union dues, required retirement payments, child support, spouse support, partner support, anything here, you're going to take those deductions and you're going to put them here. Your total assets, you're going to add up your cash, checking, savings, credit union, money market, and anything else. That number is going to go here. Your investment will go here. And then here, this will be a total of any real and personal property, if it applies. If you don't have real property, leave that unchecked. And you're going to take your assets minus your debts, and that figure will go here. Moving on to page 3, the following people live with me. So this will include even your children. So if you're just living with your children, or maybe your elderly parents, or you have a tenant in your home, all that would go here, their age, how they're related to you, their income, and whether or not they pay some of the household expenses. You just mark yes or no. On this page, we're going to cover the average monthly expenses. If you know exactly what they are, you can put actual. If they're estimated, maybe they fluctuate, you can do estimated. And you're just going to go through here and mark off, how much your rent is. If it's a mortgage, take out your mortgage statement and see how much the principal is and how much the interest portion of that payment is. Your property taxes, homeowners and renters insurance will go here. And you just go line by line. And if you're estimating, you can just plug in numbers. If you have child care, how much are your groceries? How much do you spend on eating out? You just mark all these down. Take all your utilities, gas, water, electric, trash. That number goes here. Telephone, cell phone, email, clothes, laundry, education. So you're just going to go line by line and complete these. Now, if you're using this form, which you can get off our website, these numbers will not add up automatically for you. So you have to take all these numbers and you'll have to plug the total expenses into here, into this field here. If you have other installment payments that aren't listed above, they'd go here. So maybe you have American Express here, and you could say for living expenses, for instance, or whatever it's for. What is the payment and what is the balance? And here, date of last payment. You don't need to necessarily say April 10th or whatever the last payment was. You can just say that you're current, or you could even say past due. Or if you haven't made a payment in several months, you could say, it was 6 months ago or what have you. If you're representing yourself, this will not apply. This is in regards to attorney's fees, and this is only signed if you have an attorney, so don't worry about this. Page 4 is only done if you have children. If you do have children, let them know how many. And as far as visitation is concerned, how much time they spend with you and how much with the other parent. If it's joint or it's 50-50, you can do that. If you don't know, you can leave this blank. You can say, I have every other weekend, or I have them 3 days a week, or whatever it is, so the courts have an idea of what your timeshare is. Any healthcare expenses, if you have health insurance for your children through your job, you can mark yes, put the insurance company name and the address here. Special hardships, additional expenses for the children in this case, and anything else you want the court to know concerning support in this case. So this form would be completed, the income and expense report, as step 3 of the divorce process. It would be done both by the petitioner and the respondent in some cases if you're going through using a hybrid judgment, or even in a contested case where the respondent filed a response. Both parties will normally be required to complete this. The other form that we're going to talk about in the next video is the other part of the disclosure process, and that is the schedule of assets and debts. So I hope this video has been helpful. I know we moved quickly through it. Feel free to pause it to review it or go back at any time. Again, my name is Tim Blankenship, owner of SCV Legal Doc Assist. We specialize in the divorce process and provide affordable divorce services for the self-help and self-represented clients. Please give us a call for more information, or visit one of our websites that you see on your screen now. We'd be happy to help you. Talk to you soon.